If in the season of your fitness journey you are really wanting to build muscle, to build strength, and to feel good in your body, today I'm going to be sharing with you tools, tips, and tricks that you can use in the gym and outside of the gym to help you build that muscle. We're going to be talking about how in your group fitness classes specifically you can apply these principles to help you get the most out of your workout, so that way you're not wasting time or you're not spinning your wheels, or you're not feeling like you're putting in all the work and you're doing the workouts and you're eating healthy but you're not where you want to be yet. You're not seeing that muscle definition, you're not feeling stronger, looking stronger, whatever it may be. That's just like a hard place to be in. I've been there too. So I want to share with you how you can actually apply these principles to help you build muscle and to feel good. Before we get into the episode, hello and welcome. My name is Megan Timpson. I'm the personal trainer and nutrition coach behind 1% Healthier. 1% Healthier is committed to empowering women to achieve sustainable, long-term health and fitness through both evidence-based practices and holistic approaches. I hope that you are enjoying the show so far, and if you are, make sure that you follow along on the platform that you are listening on, Spotify, Apple, or YouTube, and that you leave a 5-star rating and review or a comment down below if you are enjoying the podcast. That helps me know that this is resonating with you and to continue making free episodes and information like this, and then also helps other women who are looking for this information find the podcast. So thank you so much. Now, if you are in a spot where you are putting in the work, you're eating healthy, you're working out, but you're not where you want to be, I made a free quiz exactly for you to help you figure out why you're not seeing the results that you want to see from the gym. And that quiz can be found in the description box below or at 1percenthealthier.co/quiz. Again, that's 1percenthealthier.co/quiz to take a free quiz to figure out what are the gaps in your approach to nutrition to help you figure out what you need to do to see more results from the gym and your efforts. Okay. Now, let's get into the episode. How can we apply progressive overload and how can we build muscle in the gym, specifically when we are going to a group fitness class? I'm going to give you guys some examples, but first let's talk about what is progressive overload and why we want to do that. First of all, why is muscle important to even have? One, of course, we're thinking about like as we age, we want to be strong, we want to be independent, we want to be capable of doing all the things that we want to do. Like today I was helping my grandparents lift some bags of soil all the way up to their garden. So I was like, wow, like this is why I lift. I am strong, I'm capable, and I'm able to help when I'm called upon to be a helper, right? So that's something that I think about a lot is like, wow, these are movements that I do in the gym. Thank goodness I've been doing them and I'm able and have the energy and capability to do these things, right? But also muscle is so important because not only does it make you feel good, but it also helps like your body internally. Muscle is a metabolically expensive tissue to have on your body, which means it does require more fuel to keep and maintain muscle. So if you don't have muscle, then a lot of your food can get stored as fat because there's no muscle for that food to go towards to support and maintain. So we want to be able to build muscle so that way our body, when we're fueling our body, it can build the muscle and it can maintain the muscle and that our metabolism working properly and all of our hormones are balanced. So those are just things that we can be mindful of when we're wanting to build muscle. Muscle also helps with immunity. A strong muscular body usually has a strong immune system as well. So there's a lot that goes into it. Getting fit and healthy is not just about how we look, even though we are wanting to build muscle to have a strong fit physique, but also everything internally is affected and improved when we are strong and when we have muscle. So what is progressive overload? Progressive overload, by definition, is the practice of gradually increasing the intensity, volume, or difficulty of workouts over time to continuously challenge the muscles, which promotes adaptation and strengthen muscle growth. So why we want to be able to progressively overload our workouts is because our body needs a reason to change. And if we're just going through the motions on our workouts, especially when we're going to F45 or we're going somewhere where the workout is already planned for us, we're just got to show up and do it. It's really easy to just go through the motions and just pick up whatever weights we want to. But if we're really trying to be intentional about building muscle, today I want to share with you a few tips and tricks that you can use in the gym to help you do that. So something to keep in mind is that when you're wanting to build muscle, your body does not know the weight that it is lifting. It knows the tension that it is feeling. So think about that for a second. Your body doesn't know the number that is on the dumbbell, but it knows how heavy it feels. It knows how stressful it is to lift that thing up. It knows the tension that it's feeling as you lift it up, as you're doing your bicep curl, for example. So when we're lifting in the gym and we're going through our sets, it's not about how heavy can I lift, especially if you're not trying to lift the heaviest amount of weights possible. But if you are wanting to build muscle, there are so many different ways that we can apply progressive overload to help you build muscle without going up in weights. Here are the ways that you can progressively overload your workouts. You can increase the weight. You can increase sets, you can increase reps, you can increase time under tension, which would be you're really slowing the rep down, like going slow up, slow down, slow one direction or the other, or you're pausing at the top of the motion or at the bottom of the motion, like you're pausing at the bottom of a squat, or you're pausing at the top of a lateral raise with your dumbbells. Something like that can increase the time under tension without increasing the weight, which increases the difficulty and the challenge of the workout. So again, your muscles are being given a reason to change. If your body isn't given a reason to change, it's not going to change. It's just going to maintain, essentially. So let's talk about in your workout class. Let's say you're going to a strength training class and we are doing a shoulder press, for example. How can we apply progressive overload principles when, again, the workout is already set up for us? We have 3 sets of 40 seconds of work. Well, let's say in my shoulder press, I typically gravitate towards the 20-pound dumbbells. I'm going to grab those first because I know that I can do that. But here's what I'm going to be thinking about. I'm going to be thinking about my rate of perceived exertion, your RPE. That's something to think about when we are leveling up in the lifting world, is what is your rate of perceived exertion? That's how hard you're perceiving this effort, your effort to be. If you think about it on a 10 out of 10 scale, a 1 out of 10 effort is like so easy. That takes no effort at all. A 10 out of 10 effort is you are all gas, no brakes, lifting the heaviest amount possible, running the fastest that you possibly can. That is your 10 out of 10. You want to be ending your muscle building sets at around a 7 or an 8 out of 10, which means you would be 1 to 2 reps within 10 out of 10 effort, which would be like you going to failure. And we want to be able to lift until failure, which again is at failure, you are not able to mechanically, with good form, perform another rep. So, coming back to the example, I'm doing my shoulder presses and I have 3 sets of 40 seconds and I'm wanting to lift at a effort of a 7 out of 10. That means when I'm doing my first rep, it feels pretty good. 2's pretty good. By the time I'm getting to 4 and 5, my reps are slowing down. It's getting harder and harder because I want to end my 40 seconds almost not able to do another rep. If I feel that once that 40 seconds is up, I hear that beep, I'm done. But I could have done probably 3 more, like honestly, I could have fought for 3 more reps. That's a sign that either I need to be doing more reps with that weight or going up in weight so that in 40 seconds, I'm lifting heavier and reaching failure sooner with that weight. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, leave a comment down below. Of course, DM me. Let's chat about it. But I want you to be able to think about how your lifts and how your sets and how your reps should feel. Because again, we're wanting to lift within 1 to 3 reps of failure every single set if you're trying to build muscle. That doesn't necessarily mean that every exercise possible has to be lifted until failure, especially if you're doing like accessory movements or like single leg deadlifts. Not always are we going to want to lift until failure, though you might, but it's just something to think about on like major muscle groups or big lifts, a shoulder press, a squat, a lunge. We want to be able to get within that 7, 8 out of 10 effort range so that way we are feeling that challenge and it's getting harder. Another way of testing to see if you're lifting heavy enough or if you're lifting with enough intensity is that your reps are slowing down by the end of your set. If you feel like rep 1 through 7 is the same speed, I can just keep going. I can keep going. Thank goodness the timer stops so I can just like rest. But if it wasn't getting harder and my reps weren't getting slower, I'm not lifting heavy enough. If you don't want to lift heavier, slow your reps down, increase that time under tension, add another set if you're just going to keep doing that same thing. But we want to be able to increase the challenge somehow, some way. And the easiest way to do that is increasing reps, increasing sets, increasing your time under tension. So next time you guys go to a group fitness class, next time you guys go to F45 and you're lifting weights, I want you to think about this is what weights do I normally pick up for this exercise? Am I choosing that because it's safe? Because I've always done that? Or am I choosing it because I am intentionally picking up this weight and it is hard for me by the end of my sets and my reps? You want to be able to challenge yourself. And one of those things about the RPE scale, rate of perceived exertion, is sometimes your perceived effort is different on different days. Like you might have really low energy some days, you might have really high energy some days and really high capacity. So you might be able to lift heavier some days and it feels like a 7 out of 10 effort. And other days you're lifting not as much weight, but it's still a 7 out of 10 effort because of your energy and what you're perceiving your effort to be. So that's what I want you guys to think about in your class is how, in what way can I progressively overload? Is it through more weight? Is it through more reps? Is it through slowing down? Is it through decreasing my rest time? Now, something that I want you to think about as well, especially in F45, I know that it's often a high intensity workout, but that doesn't necessarily mean that high intensity is always better. There's cardio days and there's strength days for a reason. So do not feel pressure to use your rest time to do ab workouts or to do some kind of cardio, whether it's jumping jacks to keep your heart rate up or a burpee or using whatever it might be to just move your body to move your body. Your rest is actually so important for you to be able to build muscle, to really recover between sets. Something also to think about that I'm remembering now is if you want to really focus on building muscle, choose exercises that are stable. So we don't want to be doing a squat on a Bosu ball, like that upside down ball, for example, because your body is working on so many stabilizing things that it's hard for your body to recruit the right muscle fibers that it needs in order to build muscle. If we're really thinking about, okay, how can I maximize my lifts, is thinking about how stable can I be? That's usually like a seated or something lying. How can you get the most contact with the ground in order for you to perform that exercise, whether that's a seated shoulder press instead of a standing, or you're lying down on the ground for your tricep extensions rather than standing. Again, this just tells your body like that it is safe, that it is calm, that you are able to just focus on that one move that you're trying to do rather than trying to stabilize yourself and build muscle, because when it's asked to do a lot of things, it's all over the place and it can't necessarily focus. So that's something to think about as well, is how can I be the most stable in these exercises to get the most out of it that I can. Also, I do want to make sure that we are lifting with proper form, because if we are getting to higher reps or lifting heavier weights but we can't do it with good form, then there's no reason to go up in weight if we can't do it with good form. Master your form first. Again, your body does not know the weight that it's lifting. It knows the tension that it's feeling. So if you can lift, you can do that shoulder press, for example, with perfect form and you're getting to failure, you do not necessarily need to go up in weight just because you're wanting to. Of course, you can try, but if you can't do it with good form, wait until you can do more reps with that weight that you're doing good form in before you go up. Those are my tips for applying progressive overload in your workout classes, is thinking about being intentional every time. Why am I lifting the weights that I'm lifting? Can I lift heavier? Can I lift with better form? Can I increase my time under tension? Am I actually pushing myself to failure? Am I actually focused here, or am I distracted, or am I just going through the motions? And do a failure test. If after you have 40 seconds and you have time, like 30-second rest, try and challenge yourself one of those times. If after the 40 seconds the timer goes off, give yourself a few seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pick up the weight again and see if you can do at least 3 more reps. If you can do at least 3 more reps after your set is quote unquote done, you can lift heavier or you can lift more. So try that failure test every now and then. After the set is done, give yourself 5 seconds. If you can lift 3 or more reps, time to go up in weight. Now, when it comes to building muscle, what are the things that we can do outside of the gym to support our effort in the gym? This a lot comes down to nutrition. So I want to talk about pre and post workout nutrition and how you can maximize that, as well as making sure you're eating enough. Like I've talked a lot on this podcast about making sure that we're getting balanced meals, that we're talking about protein, carbs, color, making sure that as much as we possibly can we add in things? Can we add in protein? Can we add in veggies? Can we add in a fiber source to every single one of our meals? Because if we have balanced meals throughout the day, that is, again, showing your body food is coming. You have the tools that you need to be able to build muscle, to recover. And when you do that, it's much easier to have the energy to push yourself in those workouts. If you're not eating enough, if you're barely eating and you're just thinking, oh, calories in, calories out, like nutrition might be a little bit confusing, but if you think about it's all about calories, then it's really easy to get sucked into the idea that if I just eat less, then I'll see more muscle definition and I'll build more muscle and you'll be able to have a lean physique. When the reality is, by not feeding yourself, not fueling yourself properly, you're just giving your body less energy. Food is energy, right? And if we give ourselves nutrient-dense foods, if we give ourselves foods before workouts, before and after our workouts, your body will just be thanking you so much because it actually feels good. Like, I cannot tell you enough how beneficial it is to eat enough, to eat at least 3 meals a day, 4 meals a day, and snacks. And if they're nutritious, like how good you can truly feel. It just makes such a world of a difference. So there's other podcasts that I'll link down below that talk about making healthy eating a lifestyle and how to build meals and snacks, and I'll put those down below. But today I just want to focus on nutrition around your workouts. I want to encourage you to eat before your workouts. I know that sometimes we fast before our workouts, and it's not like that's make or break end of the world, but more often than not, I would always recommend eating before a workout, early morning, afternoon, late at night, whatever it might be. Give your body some gas in the tank, top off your energy stores, so that way when you go to the gym, you can give it everything, and you can work hard, and you can push yourself. And again, when you top off those energy tanks in your cells, you're able to actually use that fuel to build muscle in the gym. When it comes to your pre-workout, like what to eat, think about simple carbs, simple energy. That could be applesauce, that could be a banana, that could be toast. I love toast. I love Eggo waffles. I've been having those a lot. Super easy to just put 2 of those in the air fryer, or a toaster. If you have a toaster, I just have an air fryer. Toast those up and go. And a rule of thumb that you can kind of use, it's very general, but however many minutes you have before your workout is how many carbs you should have. So if my workout is in 30 minutes, I'm going to have around 30 grams of carbs before my workout. If it's in 15 minutes, if I'm going to go on a run in 15 minutes, for example, let me have 15 grams of carbs. Let me have a cutie orange. Let me have a graham cracker. Let me have just something quick that I can easily digest. Again, top off my nutrition stores and go. Something as simple as that can really help you focus on, okay, how can I make the most of my nutrition to get the most out of my workouts? When it comes to what to eat after your workouts, think about pairing protein and carbs together. A 3-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein is awesome. Again, having carbs around your workout is amazing if you can do that. Not just having protein or just like a plain protein shake after your workout. Let's pair it with carbs. That is what your body needs. And that could be either a protein shake where you have Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, pairing that with some berries, blend that together. Fantastic. Whether that's chicken and rice, awesome. Whether that's chocolate milk, great. Whether that's cereal, so for some granola and yogurt, that could be a good post-workout as well. So keeping it simple. Where's the protein? Where's the carb? And how can I make it nutrient dense? Because something that I talk about too is if we're wanting to level up, it's one thing to have a protein shake like one that you get ready to drink from Costco. Those are good, but there's also good, better, and best. That's good because it's easy protein, grab and go, especially when you're in a pinch. But better would be like making your own protein shake of yogurt, cottage cheese, berries, maybe some cheese seeds in there, spinach as well for fiber and greens. Like that's better. Maybe that's even best, right? Because when we can focus on nutrient dense foods, not just quick grab and go protein sources like protein bars, protein shakes, you're going to feel a difference. You will literally feel a difference, not only in your energy, but also satisfaction after eating, how you feel like mentally, you're not as foggy. So think about that when it comes to your nutrition, good, better, best. Yep, a protein shake would be good, but I can make it better, protein and carb, make it best, nutrient dense protein and carbs, chef's kiss. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you are not where you want to be with nutrition, or you feel like there's some gaps in your nutrition, or you're ready to level up, take that quiz that's down below in the description box, or type in your phone right now, 1percenthealthier.co/quiz, and figure out what you're missing in your nutrition to see more results from the efforts that you're putting in the gym. Hopefully this episode was helpful for you to be able to apply these principles in your workouts, whether you are going to a group fitness gym and you love it there. I love coaching there. It's so fun. I feel like it does hit all the physical, mental, social benefits because you get the community, you get a fun workout. It gives you the mental benefits as well as the physical benefits, and it's great. And that's what I want to build online as well. That's what I do in my coaching, having people find out what they're capable of physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. How can we become the best versions of ourselves? If you aren't working out at F45 and you would like my coaching, you can find links to work with me down below as well. I do one-on-one consultations, and I also work with people one-on-one monthly as well. So I would be stoked to work with you guys and help you guys reach your fitness goals. You can apply to work with me. Let me know what you're working towards. We'll set up a call and we'll chat more. But other than that, again, make sure that you guys take the quiz, follow along on the podcast, and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.